Project-based learning for me is always different than learning in the classroom just because you actually get to do what you're talking about. When you do something, not only do you learn it better, but it just affects you in a way that I think is a lot more influential than just learning from the book.
It's something different, something that's active, that you can take an active role in.
In project-based learning, you really need to have self-control, and you have to be able to manage your feelings and step back and say, there are other people I'm working with, and I have to respect their feelings and their visions for this project.
With a project, you're really able to search and give your own unique and individual voice into answering the assignment.
You learn about people in a way that few other types of learning would teach you.
So you have to be able to be like, okay, I'm gonna cut these pieces out and I'm gonna glue this day, I'm gonna paint that day, and I'm gonna add this day. You have to be able to stay on top of everything and manage everything effectively, you know?
When you're working on a complex project, you have to do a lot of research. This year's topic was Reveal a Truth About Race.
We're interviewing different companies, corporations, doctors who work with the community of Sunnydale, and we're asking them how they feel institutional racism has affected the community.
Can we overcome racism? That's kind of been incorporated into a language arts class, the world history class, and the science class as well.
In English, we've read a book called Kaffir Boy.
It shows, how horrible humans can be to each other.
And it kind of opened up our mind or broadened our knowledge about the history of racial tension in America and in the world.
We have had U.S. history, so we learn about segregation and slavery. And we've also read about, the Americas in general, how the conquistadors came and kind of oppressed the native people.
You think, oh my God, they're talking so much about a green economy, it's gonna get boring. We never get bored. You look at it in so many different ways. You take science and how it's so good for the environment. In math, you look at it from a totally different perspective. In art, we get to express ourselves using the same topic. So when it comes down to exhibition class, people are just so stunned with all the work we did. And it makes us feel so much better about ourselves because we've learned so much.
There are just certain things that I've learned about communication and about discipline and about just creating an idea and really following it through.
The things that I'm learning are really, I'll keep these with me. How to use these computer programs, how to work in groups, that's a big thing. Phone etiquette, how to talk to someone. There's trust that you put into this. You're relying on 2 or 3 or 4 other people to really help you through it.
Everybody in your group should have an equal amount of work, and everybody in the group should have an assignment that they're comfortable doing. I believe that's the key to getting a project done very, very efficiently.
I like project-based learning. It just helps me understand things better.
With project-based learning, you remember that whole process of the project. It wasn't just one night studying at your house.
Reflection at the end, it's really a time that you can look back on the entire process that you went through to get there. I think that's where you learn the most.
There definitely is an emotional appeal, especially last semester's documentary. I became really connected with that. I met a lot of cool people. The documentary kind of became part of my life, and it's still with me now. I'm still talking to the people who we made the film about. It really actually changed my life and how I look at things.
You learn by the mistakes you make. You learn by that process of getting to that end.
It feels really, really good when you're up in front of a crowd of people that are just applauding you, to know that you're being appreciated and that your work is being appreciated and that your thoughts themselves are being appreciated for what they are.